February 1959, 9 experienced hikers vanished in the Ural Mountains of Soviet Russia. When their frozen bodies were found weeks later near a place locals called Kholat Syakhl, Dead Mountain, the scene was beyond comprehension. Their tent had been slashed from the inside. Some fled barefoot into sub-zero temperatures. Several had fractured skulls and ribs. One woman was missing her tongue and eyes, and traces of radiation were found on their clothes. No one could agree on what happened. Avalanche, infrasound, military test, something else. But this isn't a story about theories. This is the story of what it felt like from the inside when they entered a place that was never meant for the living. They moved like ghosts across the white sprawl of the Urals. 9 young Soviets, seasoned hikers, engineers, students. Led by Igor Dyatlov, their journey to Mount Otorten was meant to be one of glory. In photographs from the early days, their faces held warmth, jokes scrawled in journals, boots clean and spirits high. They made steady progress, recording every detail. But the mountain changed. Past the tree line, the trail vanished. Wind scoured the exposed slope. The trees stood behind them, like the jaws of something unseen. Snow began falling upward in brief, spiraling gusts. The temperature dropped, but not just with the altitude. There was a hollowness now to the air, like they had stepped out of time. Each night the silence grew. They heard nothing, not even the wind, just the sounds of their own breath, shallow, too loud. On the 9th day, they made camp on the slope of Kholat Syakhl. Dyatlov broke from protocol. A slope camp in such conditions, it made no sense. But they set their tent, anchored it with skis, unpacked in silence. That night, something moved beyond the fabric of the tent. No animal, no wind, just pressure. And the mountain exhaled. The scene would later baffle investigators. The tent, half buried in snow, its canvas torn wide from the inside, as if someone, or all of them, had clawed their way out in pure panic. Footprints led downhill, not booted, bare, some partial, some full. 9 sets at first, fanning out as if in confusion, then slowly disappearing into the snow. 2 bodies were found near a scorched pine, half-dressed, frozen in contorted postures, their hands blackened, burned. They had tried to climb the tree, breaking branches high above, watching for something, or trying to escape it. One lay face up, eyes locked on the sky. The others were scattered. Some crawled, some ran, some bled. 3 of them suffered trauma equivalent to a car crash. No external wounds, just bone crushed from within. And one, her face partially gone, tongue and eyes missing, rested in a shallow ravine, as if gently placed. The cold did not kill them. It was something else. The trees loomed taller the deeper they went. Snow muffled all sound, but the forest was not silent. It breathed. It watched. Broken branches 10 feet above the snow line suggested one of them had tried to climb. A futile act. Below the tree, scratch marks dug into the bark. Fingernails embedded in frozen wood. Nearby, the snow bore no prints, only a smooth depression, as if something massive had hovered there. No drag, no form. A small fire had burned, too small to sustain. Scorched twigs, 2 blackened logs. It had gone out long before help arrived. And in the quiet, something listened. The final 4 hikers found months later were worse off. Not just frozen, but shattered. Their makeshift shelter built of torn branches and layered clothing, sat like a broken nest in the ravine, protective, pointless. The woman with the missing tongue, her hands were still clutched around another's jacket, as if refusing to let go. None had external wounds, no animal attacks, no sign of struggle, just fear and an emptiness in their eyes. Searchers reported strange symptoms. Compass needles spun. Radios failed. One man claimed his skin crawled when he neared the slope. The sled dogs howled and refused to continue. They turned back, wild-eyed. Then the radiation. 2 of the bodies, when tested, registered abnormally high levels of radiation on their clothing. The origin, unknown. Not environmental, not medical. A journal page, barely legible, read only, "Now we know that snow can scream." Photographs recovered from a damaged camera showed smiling faces at first, then a final image, blurry, indistinct, a dark shape, just beyond the tent. The government closed the case with a phrase that answered nothing. A compelling natural force. The files were sealed, witnesses warned, and the mountain fell silent again, but not for long. In the decades since, others have tried to follow the Dyatlov group's path. A few never returned. Equipment fails. GPS trackers vanish. Drones lose signal near the summit. Locals never go. The Muncie people spoke of spirits that dwell there. The mountain, they said, belongs to something older. Some say the hikers stepped into a wrong place, a thin place, a crossing, where natural law no longer applies. Others speak of military experiments, infrasound, secret weapons, but none explain the look in the hikers' final photos, or the strange orange light spotted in the sky that night by a group 50 kilometers away. Whatever it was watching. It followed, and it wanted them to run. The mountain is still there, white, silent, waiting, not haunted, hungry. The Dyatlov Pass incident remains one of the most terrifying unsolved mysteries in modern history. But long after the case was closed, long after the names faded into memorials and black and white photographs, one truth remains. The mountain remembers, and it does not forgive trespassers. If you think this story is over, think again. Darkness doesn't end, it waits, and the next one might be closer than you think. Subscribe before it finds you first.